Hey guys, welcome back to Time Drops and welcome to another review video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a vintage Casio, and more specifically the Casio A171 WE-1A. These have been a weapon of choice for many watch enthusiasts over the years and have become increasingly popular in more recent ones, thanks to their nostalgic and classy vibe, yet incredibly low price point. I've always been intrigued by them but never actually owned one. So I wanted to get one in hand to bring to the channel, run through everything it has to offer and see if it really is that good. If you're new here, welcome once again. In these review videos, I run through the following: the model of the watch itself, its history and how it came about, then taking a look at how much it will cost you, its design and functionality, and then finally taking all of these into consideration, giving you my overall verdict. So if that sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button and then sit back, relax and we'll get right on into it. So let's kick things off with a bit of a backstory. In 1974, the Japanese company Casio set a milestone in the history of watches by developing one of the world's first digital wristwatches, the Casiotron, the world's first LCD wristwatch with a fully automatic calendar. And since then, we've seen loads more iterations that have continued to impress with their function and design. Taken straight from Casio themselves, the Casio Vintage Collection aims to transfer the stylish and characteristic watch design of the 70s and 80s into the present. Well, fast forward to just last year in 2021, we saw the all new A171 models released, where we see Casio throw it right back to 1974 with another circular bezel, swapping out the usual rectangular styles we're used to. And in this series, you have 5 options. You've got 2 in gold with the A171 WEG-9A and the A171 WEMG-9A. You've got 2 in black with the A171 WEGG-1 and the A171 WEMB-1A. And then finally, the one you're seeing here, the stainless steel A171 WE-1A. So let's take a closer look, shall we? Kicking things off with its price. So, how much is it? Well, in the UK, this model has a retail price of just £39.90, which translates to around $45 US or 6,500 yen. This watch was actually very kindly gifted to me by Watchshop, who are currently offering 25% off this watch, taking it down to just £29.92. So, if you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description down below for you to go check them out. Making judgment on its original retail price, however, I think these A171s are a real strong value for money. So let's head into the design and functionality sections to find out why. So, as mentioned previously, this watch takes inspiration from the first vintage Casio released and features a circular shaped bezel. And this circular case, while looking to be stainless steel, is in fact a glossy resin, which you can notice when taking a closer look against its stainless steel band. This wouldn't be too much of an issue from an aesthetic point of view, however the durability is slightly compromised as using this material means the case will scratch relatively easily. But it sure does give a nice shine. Going back to its band, this features an incredibly easy to use adjustable clasp, allowing you to lift up and slide along to fit your wrist. An awesome design that I wish more watches would utilise. It just makes everything so much more comfortable. Moving in closer to the watch, this A171 features a black circular face with a white ring around its digital display to break things up. You'll also notice this timepiece is boasting many of its features written around the face, which its 3 buttons on the side will help you navigate. These buttons are named Light, Mode and Start Stop, which will enable you to navigate the watch's many functions, which we'll get onto. But from a design perspective, these really encapsulate the minimalist design Casio are going for perfectly. And this digital screen features a positive display, which is a huge plus from a legibility standpoint. If you're not familiar with what a positive display means, it's where the digits or text on the screen are dark in colour, sat on a light background, as opposed to a negative display being the reverse of that. You'll also see that as well as the time, you've got the day in the top left and the date in the top right, giving you almost everything you'll need to know on quick glance. The A171, much like many of the other vintage Casios, is truly a timeless design. It's sleek, minimal and nostalgic. It's no wonder to see why these designs are so popular. And as mentioned, this watch is equipped with a ton of helpful features to match its design and exemplify its practicality. So let's get into them. So, with this watch, you'll receive the following: a stopwatch, daily alarm, hourly time signal, an auto calendar, 12 or 24 hour format. This is also water resistant to ISO 22810. Essentially, it's just splash proof and not one you want to submerge. Take it in the shower, not in the bath. It's also got an incredibly impressive 7-year battery life and a green LED light. Let's talk a little bit more about this light though, because it's not really amazing. This watch features an LED light that blinks from left to right and will remain on for as long as you hold its button, which is cool. But what it doesn't do all too well is actually light up the face. Casio are usually so good at getting the light just right on their vintage Casio models. Take the A168 for example. Its illuminator makes the time crystal clear to view, and on this one it just doesn't. You could argue, I suppose, that this is quote unquote more vintage, but I'm not too sure why they couldn't just add an illuminator in here. Luckily, being that this model features a positive display, you don't require the light all that much, as even in relatively low lighting conditions, you can still tell the time. But yeah, minor gripe. And in terms of dimensions, this has a case size length of 38.8mm, a width of 37.7mm, and a thickness of just 9.2mm, weighing approximately 46 grams. And as always, I'll leave a link in the description to a full tech spec for those of you wanting to read on. And with all that being said, let's get into my overall verdict. So, what's my overall verdict of the Casio A171WE-1A? I think this is a great option for a new daily companion. Its sleek, retro or vintage design really does catch the eye. It's subtle, but its minimal design somehow has a really striking look to it. Being completely honest, I don't often go for the smaller design of watch. I generally prefer much larger or bulkier designs, but this one is really changing my mind. I've been wearing this for a little while now and can't get over how easy it follows you through any activity. The comfort levels are way beyond what I expected, and that's mostly thanks to the use of its easy adjustment slider, allowing you to get the sizing just right for it to wrap around the wrist perfectly. Whether you're at the desk, in the gym or out and about, this timepiece seems to take everything in its stride, not only from a durability standpoint, but it also looks awesome throughout those too. Now of course, I've alluded to the fact there could be some enhancements that would have made this watch almost a perfect daily. But for the price of £39.90 or £29.92 on Watch Shop, you really can't go wrong. So, if you're looking for a new everyday timepiece at an incredibly affordable price point, this vintage Casio A171 may just be the one for you. And with all that being said, that just about wraps this one up, guys. Are you a fan of vintage Casios yourself? And what do you think of the A171? As always, let me know in the comments section below. I'm always in there having a chat, so get in the mix. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for loads more news, reviews and unboxings of some of your favourite watch releases. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.